You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, business leaders weigh in on the proposed NIB hike. Plus, a Haitian pastor urges compassion on Haitians. And Bimini pastors remind residents to keep God central. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, everyone. I'm Raven Davis. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news, the government's proposal to incrementally increase the NIB rate is sparking debate and concern among business leaders and financial experts as questions linger over the economic impact and sustainability of the plan. The Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce president weighs in, while a financial consultant advocates for exploring alternative solutions amidst warnings of looming insolvency. Here's that report. It's a matter of wait and see, according to Chamber of Commerce President James Carey, as discussions on the government's plans to incrementally increase the NIB rate by 1.5% over 20 years with a July 1 start date gain momentum. The announcement by NIB Minister the Honorable Alfred Sayers was later retracted by the nation's leader, who emphasized that no decision has been finalized beyond the initial hike set for this year.
We have to accept and go by what the Prime Minister's office has released at this time. So it's really a non-starter to weigh in unless something else is coming down the pipe.
And while the rate is to be shared equally by employee and employer, questions regarding its economic impact are beginning to surface.
The employers are going to look at their bottom lines and probably look at their staff complement to see how they can make adjustments. There can be some layoffs. Other than that, it's not too big a deal individually speaking.
I don't see a huge impact on businesses, except that, in the sense that, taxes just seem to keep coming.
Now, an actuarial review of NIB previously signaled the necessity of a rate hike to keep the fund from becoming insolvent. But Roll argues that the initially proposed 20-year period is excessively prolonged.
I think 7 years is a comfortable period in terms of having the 1.5% increase being shared. And so we have 3 incremental adjustments, which by that time, we will know where these other factors are positioned. One being, how do we get more employees in the workforce?
While he proposes that government explore alternative methods of recouping the money, the chamber president suggests there may be no viable alternative to address the situation.
The demand for increase is there. I mean, old age pensioners are looking for some more money. Pensioners on retirement are looking for some more money.
Moving forward, Roll emphasizes the importance of government adopting a collaborative approach to discuss the financial well-being of the country.
Government has a responsibility to exercise fiscal prudence in everything that they do. Likewise, we as persons can collaborate. We can work together.
In other news, in the aftermath of the Unregulated Communities Task Force demolishing hundreds of homes on Abaco, a Haitian pastor is passionately calling upon the government to exhibit compassion in their interactions with Haitians residing in the Bahamas. This plea comes amidst government officials expressing firm stances, asserting that the Bahamas is for Bahamians. Rumiko Knowles provides the details in this report.
Because if you look at the Haitian people who come from Haiti to come here, they come for a better life. When they come for a better life, what they do? They work.
Last February, the government's task force demolished several shanty towns on the island of Abaco. Since then, concerns have mounted regarding housing for those residents. Haitian pastor Abner Muse expressing deep concern about the current situation.
The politicians supposed to sit down, listen, those people who are in the Bahamas so long, if we break those houses, what we could do to help them. to find a facility. At least they're not gonna sleep in the road or in the car and stuff like that.
While he understands the importance of adhering to the law of the land, he believes there should be some compassion shown in dealing with the affected residents.
The problem is not a political problem, it's a human problem. If Jesus was in the place of us today, if Jesus was in the place of us today, some house is breaking, what you think Jesus will do? He will make sure to help you. Because when he meet the crowd, he preach them, he feed them. So let's think about the children.
In the House of Assembly, the Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, articulates the government's stance on unregulated communities.
We have a zero tolerance approach to this issue.
Additionally, he clarifies who is eligible to receive government assistance.
Only Bahamians or permanent residents are eligible for services that would be rendered by the Department of Social Services.
Meanwhile, the pastor makes it clear that he is not calling on the government to break the law, and he wants Haitians living in the Bahamas illegally to understand that the law must be upheld. However, he maintains that there should be some consideration given to their situation.
Because the law is the law. If you build a house, it's not according to the law, so the law gonna break it. That's the law. But now, what you do with the human being who live among you?
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Romiko Knowles.
Thanks, Romiko. Well, senior pastors from 10 different churches on the island of Bimini have united under one umbrella to form the Bimini Pastors Council. Established since 2002, the council's primary objective is to closely monitor all incoming and outgoing spiritual and natural elements. In this report, the president of the council shares some of their concerns with our Romiko Knowles.
Spiritually, a lot of times we look at our young people, and the island has changed so much from what it used to be.
In the midst of an island thriving economically, President of the Bimini Pastors Council, Therese Roll, cautioning residents against forgetting the source and provider of blessings.
On Sunday was a day where everybody relaxed and was the time you go to church, but now the time has changed and we have so much, what we call it blessing coming to our island. It's turning on us because now it's keeping our island more on that high, opposite from the things that are spiritual. Because on a Sunday day, little children will be in Sunday school. Little children will be in church. But now we see everybody so busy, and it's very few children that we find even attending church or Sunday school.
She emphasizes the importance of island residents not forgetting their faith and remaining mindful of their spiritual connection with God.
So a lot of people busy selling and going to work. So our Sabbath day, what we used to keep holy and quiet, especially on the island, has completely changed. And so that is the one big thing that that Bimini now is struggling with, to get us back to a community that will God focused, especially on the Sabbath day.
But there is also another concern.
Things concerning the traffic on the island, a lot of congestion, a lot of unlicensed drivers, and a lot of confusion like on the road because of the overflowing with the traffic. That's one of the biggest things that we have every day that look like a major thing on our island that need to be corrected.
She underscores the importance of spiritual leaders being actively involved in every aspect of decision-making for the island.
We work hand in hand closely with any new administration that comes in. The new administrator, we get to know them personally, and anything that's dealing with our community, we deal with them. We just need to stay focused. And my call is to us that know the Lord, that we would keep our stance, because we know that everyone will not come and be followers of Christ, but the ones that confess to know the Lord, us that have made a commitment that we will be a light in our community.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Romiko Knowles.
In news from police, officers on Bimini are busy questioning a 25-year-old male in connection with an alleged sexual assault incident that occurred sometime between February and March of this year, involving a 13-year-old girl. Active investigations continue into this matter. And still in news from police, officers of the Royal Bahamas Police Force and the Bahamas Department of Immigration on Grand Bahama apprehended 6 illegal migrants on Thursday, March 14th, 2024. Reports indicate that it was around 10:45 p.m. when police and immigration officers acting on information arrived near Old Bahama Bay. Once there, a search of the nearby bushes ensued, and 3 undocumented Haitian nationals and 3 undocumented Brazilians were discovered. The illegal migrants were detained by officers of the Bahamas Department of Immigration. Investigations continue into this matter. Well, the Youth March and Rally held on Grand Bahama today. The highlights of that event, sports and more when we come back.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, Junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Celebrate Easter weekend at Portobello's Restaurant by the Grand Lacayan. Children 5 to 12 years are half price, and children under 5 eat free. Dinner buffet on Good Friday, and all-you-can-eat Easter Sunday brunch. See you there.
My experience, it started out a bit rocky. They would call us freshers, some of us, because we, have no technical background in IT. But they really laid the foundation down for us, so we were able to learn the very basics first. And then at the end of the course, we were to the level of an associate, so we can actually start working in IT as soon as we exit the program.
One of the experiences I think was unique was the quality of the trainer. Marjorie, to me, and I think the others would share the same experience, is that she's a quality trainer. You leave the course knowing exactly what you need to know to build an application from scratch to finished product. And the foundation that she gives you is really spot on.
We are prime as Bahamians. We are competitive by nature. So I know that we are competitive with sports, with our Junkanoo, but we can stand toe-to-toe with the world when it comes to tech as well as we apply ourselves. And I really believe that.
Have questions for Grand Bahama Power Company? Get insights and answers to the power concern every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Tune in and power up your knowledge with Ask GBPC.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Education staging its simultaneous Peach March and Rally today across the Bahamas. Grand Bahama representing in big numbers, congregating over 1,500 students at the C.A. Smith Building, where the march commenced. The theme, Peace Begins With Me, symbolizing a revolution of peace over violence. Julanda Thompson-Everest reports.
A few of the island's precious darlings marching to the sweet sound of Junkanoo music as they assemble in solidarity for the Ministry of Education's Peace March and Rally. Students from private and public schools dancing and chanting with school pride as they parade the streets of Grand Bahama. In attendance was the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Kingsley Smith, along with representatives from the Freeport City Council, the National Training Agency, East and West District Councils, and Urban Renewal. Co-chair of the March and Rally, Keith Barr, sharing the need for the ministry's promotion about unity.
The initiative started in Nassau, and they contacted us, and they wanted us to organize basically the same thing that they were doing in Nassau, which is basically promoting peace and unity, non-violence amongst our youth, particularly in all areas of the schools, from primary school, preschool, all the way up to high school. And that's what we're doing. We want the kids to get the general message that violence is not the way to solve any kind of conflict.
The Deputy Director of Education, the Deputy Director of Urban Renewal, the Manager of the National Training Agency, and youngster Deshaun Said, all advising the students about the powerful movement behind Peace Begins With Me.
And we have some students who may have taken a different part in terms of getting into some problems. However, we are committed that those are the children that we are going to target.
And Bahama recorded 0 murders last year. However, we still have crime, we still have conflicts, and so we need to ensure that from the nursery all the way up to the high school, that our children understand the importance of civility, of solidarity.
This means to live good with people around you. It matters how we treat others. It matters how we speak to each other. It is simple to show love, and it takes a lot of energy to show hate. So peace begins with me, says one thing, Grand Bahama. Put your hand on your chest and say, I gotta do right.
To my fellow young people in this country, that the country relies on us to make it a better place. And the only way to save our Bahamas is to put your best foot forward and to make the best possible effort to be a better person than you were yesterday.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson, Everest.
Thanks, Yolanda. Well, the inaugural Bahamas National High School pageant is bringing schools together from across the Bahamas right here on Grand Bahama this weekend. Darrell Stubbs, national president, says this has been a dream of his since high school, and he is happy to be able to put it on for pageant queens and kings in the country.
The Bahamas National High School pageant has been a long dream of mine, because I've been working with some of the local schools here, hosting their and producing their pageants here, and it was just a dream to invite all of the Bahamas. The idea was just to plant seeds on all of the islands and watch it grow into something phenomenal, and this is the start of that here.
The competition is going to take place this Sunday, March 17th at the Grand Lucayan. We are going to be starting at 6:30 p.m. We, however, have optional competitions that will be taking place tomorrow, Saturday, March 16th. We have tickets on sale at $40. Our students are invited to attend the pageant at a discounted ticket price of $20 that they will be paying at the door.
There are 18 contestants from 11 schools across the nation who say they are ready for the big competition this Sunday.
Because I've been working with some of the local schools here, hosting their and producing their pageants here, and it was just a dream to invite all of the Bahamas. The idea was just to plant seeds on all of the islands and watch it grow into something phenomenal, and this is the start of that here.
The competition is going to take place this Sunday, March 17th at the Grand Lucayan. We are going to be starting at 6:30 p.m. We, however, have optional competitions that will be taking place tomorrow, Saturday, March 16th. We have tickets on sale at $40. Our students are invited to attend the pageant at a discounted ticket price of $20 that they will be paying at the door.
Once again, the pageant is this Sunday, March 17th at 6:30 p.m. at the Grand Lucayan Resort. Well, the International Federation of Women Lawyers Grand Bahama Chapter honoring past president and Grand Bahama Chapter founder Grace Ingrid Tynes, president of FIDA Grand Bahama Chapter Roseanne Sweeting, along with the organization's members, describe honorary member Grace Tynes as a pillar in the community and a woman who epitomizes the goal and objectives of FIDA.
Mrs. Tynes remains a committed and consistent member. She continues to remain an individual on whose shoulders our young attorneys can stand as she guides, encourages, and directs our future leaders.
FIDA Grand Bahama Chapter joined with the United Nations and the rest of the world in celebrating the tremendous efforts by women and girls around the world in shaping a more equal future for a sustainable tomorrow.
Those of us who know her well can attest to her professional and personal service to her family's practice and the Freeport community.
The honoree herself, Grace Tynes, was humbled by the recognition. She notes that her work in the industry is as a result of passion, loyalty, and determination to fulfilling her performance in the legal field.
All these years, I've pretty much reconciled myself to the thought that, well, you did what you did and so what? And so to be honored, to be recognized is really humbling. It brings me back to reality. It caused me to do quite a bit of introspection over the past few days and reflection on what has actually gone by between 1976 and now, which seems like a long time.
Absolutely.
And it might, in fact, be a long time, but it feels like a single day. I've just been moving from one point to the next, one point to the next. The days go by and I wonder where to. And so I have mixed feelings. I am humbled by the decision. I thank everybody very much for their kind gestures and words, and I really appreciate the fact that what I have spent my time doing has not been wasted.
Tynes sends a message to the junior members in law practice to become good listeners, and she encourages them to study senior attorneys to master their craft. She ends that you can enjoy life, but hard work is more important. And that's a look at stories making news, but don't go away. The latest in sports and your local weather forecast are up next.
Port Bahamas. On March 16, 2024, the Grand Bahama Sports Complex will come alive with the Island Relays, a thrilling track and fields meet, high school and college competition, running and field events. It's a showcase of athleticism. Local unattached athletes, mark your calendars. Register by March 14th. For sponsorships or participation details, reach out to Island Relays Bahamas at info@islandrelaysbahamas.com. Don't miss the action. Be a part of the Island Relays excitement.
We all need to save. Save time, gas, and money. Shopping at Save More can help you do just that. Make us your first stop for all your prescription needs and medical supplies. Get all your health and beauty items at the same time. And don't miss our huge choice of snacks to satisfy your cravings. And the largest vitamin selection and over-the-counter relief products. Need diapers and other baby care items? First stop. The new section for makeovers, cosmetics, and beautiful jewelry will make you sparkle for that next special event. Save More Drugs, your more store.
ZNS Northern Service brings you to a new series highlighting the remarkable achievements of students from across the Northern Bahamas.
I just walked the hall and say, "Excuse me, Miss Cooper, can you please say that again?" And then she just have to read everything over and then she get everything correct.
Beyond accolades, we honor those students who have faced adversity head-on, demonstrating resilience and determination on their path to success. I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest. Get ready to be inspired by the stellar students of the North this and every Wednesday.
Team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
It's a big weekend in track and field. Here's Jay Philippe with your Friday check on sports.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to sports. We have a whole lot of sports for you. Let's jump right in. The Bahamas under-15 baseball national team is currently in Santo Domingo, the Dominican Republic, for the Baseball Pan Am Championships. A number of players from Grand Bahama was named to that team.
We're just here, just trying to give these guys an opportunity, you know, coming based out of Nassau, where we want to give every guy equal opportunity to be able to get exposure. And as we go away, that could take their baseball career in a different direction.
When you think about Grand Bahama in the baseball world, you think about arms in our world. You guys have the Tanaj Thomases with the Pittsburgh Pirates, Chavez Fernando, who are all pro. So finding arms here, finding the fastest guys here is what we're actually looking for.
Next in sports, UB track and field team left Nassau Thursday for Grand Bahama Island to compete at the upcoming Island Relay set for this weekend. As part of the weekend, the UB Mingles, along with student athletes from Morgan State University and a few high schools, spoke to student athletes at St. George's High School. The collegiate student athletes spoke to the high schoolers about the collegiate experience and how to prepare for the next step of their career. The Jaguars were very open to the advice and enjoyed the experience. The Island Relays event is set for Saturday at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. Sticking with track, Coach Jarrell Psycho Forbes took two athletes to South Florida last week where they competed at the Miami Elite Invitational Meet. Lavondre Moxie won gold in the 100 and 200, while Molo Miller Jr. won the 100, 200, and 400 meters.
It was a great youth event. The initiative was to ensure that the kids were pre-qualified for the Carifta Games before going into Nassau this week. I felt like the kids did well.
I competed in the 100 and the 200. I felt good. I executed the races. It was like, 'cause normally I was doing it in practice or in track meet over here, but it was easy.
And finally, in sports, St. George's Jaguars under-17 boys basketball team won the GBSSAA Championship 25-18 against Tabernacle Falcons. Makai Nesbitt was named MVP.
This is my first one from since I've been coaching under 17, so it feels good to finally get one under your belt. I just pride them in playing defense. Once you can get stops, you'll be in every game. Offense can keep you in games, but defense can win championships.
We are doing this for my coach, senior coach. As far as that, we are doing the film. We haven't won nothing all year, so we are doing the film. I feel good about my performance. I played well. My teammates played well. Yeah.
That's a quick check on sports, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Here's a check on your local weather forecast, sponsored by Royal Star Assurance.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Facebook Friend of the Day is up next.
Have you ever wondered how electricity gets to your home? Let's start at the beginning. Our teams at our energy plant work around the clock to generate power to be delivered to your home or business. When it leaves the generating facility, electricity first travels to a switch yard that increases the voltage to allow it to travel long distances throughout the island. A network of high voltage transmission lines is the backbone of the electric grid and is used to carry large amounts of electricity across long distances. After completing the first leg of this journey, electricity arrives at the neighborhood substation. The substation's job is to lower the voltage before power can be sent over shorter distances closer to homes and businesses. Once lowered, the electricity is now ready for the final leg of its voyage. When it leaves the substation, it travels along the distribution poles and wires, the ones you see every day around your community. Just outside your home or business, the electricity voltage is further reduced by a pole mount transformer to a level that customers use in their homes or businesses. And now that the electricity has finally reached its destination, it travels through a meter, flows to a service panel, and then to the outlets inside your home. To learn more about how our business operates, visit our website or follow us on Facebook.
New Life Worship Center, in collaboration with One Bahamas and Volunteer Bahamas, presents a night of honor, honoring 4 outstanding recording artists. Bishop Washington Williams, Mr. Jay Mitchell, Mr. Wilfred Solomon, and Mr. Phil Stubb. Under the distinguished patronage of His Excellency Sir Cornelius and Lady Smith, you don't want to miss a night of honor happening March 17th at 6 p.m. at New Life Worship Center. Tickets are $20 in advance and $25 at the door. You don't want to miss it.
Are you guys up for the challenge?
Team Bomb Rock come in with strength and power, ready to crush.
Everybody else here, they look good, but I don't think they can feel good after the event.
MB Galaxy is here to provide the portables for when they belly break down from losing.
We have 2 distinct courses. One is the wipeout, and one is the obstacle course. They're gonna have to dive, climb, jump, and even slide in the fastest time possible to win each event.
GBPA is coming to bring fire and brimstone.
Dennis coming to bring the boom.
It's a fight for second place because we got this one for sure.
Dr. Saucebillo, we're glad you're here because B&B can need it to pump out after they finish.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Pat Pie from You are our Facebook friend of the day. A special happy birthday going out to you, and we hope you are enjoying. And that'll do it for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire Northern Service team, I'm Raven Davis. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the national report, the murder count climbs yet again. Students march to end violence. Securities bill consultation underway. And in sports, Carifta swimming preparations begin. The Bahamas tonight, the national report starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks so much for tuning in. The issue of bail has been a focal point of concern when it comes to fighting the crime war, as data has shown some of the country's criminals were on bail when their crimes were committed. 4 of the country's senior judges raised the matter again last evening during the Eugene DePuch Law School's Distinguished Lecture Series at the Bahamar Convention Center. Desmond Saunders leads us off tonight. Good evening, Desmond.
Well, good evening, LaDawn, and good evening, Bahamas. Should bail be revoked or in some instances granted to would-be perpetrators of heinous crimes? Well, that's a question posed to the panelists at the Eugene DePuch's Law School's Distinguished Lecture Series Thursday night. In former Chief Justice O'Brien Maury's view, the presumption of innocence must be considered, as every individual has a right to due process under the law.
If on the public square the debate starts, why are judges letting these criminals out on bail? Right there, that's not going to go anywhere, that debate, right? Because the fact of the matter is, this so-called criminal is entitled to a presumption of innocence, and the court must regard that person in that way. So the mere fact that you are arrested does not mean that you ought to be treated as a convict. And there is the constitutional issues that have to be concerned for the judge.
The Davis administration introduced amendments to the Bail Act earlier this year, mandating the revocation of bail for serious violations of the law. Statistics from the Royal Bahamas Police Force just last year showed that over 40% of murder victims were on bail for murder-related charges. And with over 20 murders recorded so far for 2024, the public disdain mounts over the bail issue.
Even if an individual is charged with 3 or 4 offenses, the fact that he's being charged with 3 other offenses doesn't mean that when he comes before the court on the 4th offense, he is to be denied bail merely on the fact that he was charged in 3 other offenses, because the same premise applies. In all of those 3 instances, he's not being convicted of anything. So you have to look at the evidence, of course, and you see how strong it is.
President of the Court of Appeals, Sir Michael Barnett, argues that a person should not be denied bail simply as a punishment for a crime which he is not being convicted.
Under the law, if a judge grants bail, he has to put in writing the reasons for which he granted bail.
Understanding the public's frustrations, Chief Justice Ian Winder and former Chief Justice Sir Burton Hall contends that those in the halls of justice are not recklessly putting society at risk by granting bail to criminals. Well, the Distinguished Lecture Series is one out of the many 25th anniversary events organized by the Eugene DePuch Law School. Organizers hoping to continue its public outreach throughout the country. Reporting live in studio for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Desmond Saunders. LaDawn, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Desmond. Detectives here in the capital start the weekend investigating yet another homicide. Devontae Hanna was on the scene.
Screams of grief pierced the air Thursday night as morticians once again removed the remains of a man shot and killed on the streets of the capital, becoming the country's 32nd homicide for 2024, a figure now a cause of concern.
A life lost is one too many. It's going to take all of us. This is our country. This is our communities. And if we want it safe, we all have to do our part.
Inspector Desiree Ferguson of the Royal Bahamas Police Force revealed that shortly before 8 p.m., the incident occurred outside a Campbell Estates home just off of Fire Trail Road East.
The victim in this matter was ambushed by 3 male occupants whom were all armed with firearms. They exited a white vehicle, approached the victim, shooting him multiple times.
By the start of 2023, the country had only recorded 15 homicides. This year's figures reflect a 100% increase in comparison, but officers maintain they are doing all they can to control those figures.
Police remain relentless. We are very resilient. We will not relent. We will do our endeavor best to ensure that the residents of the Bahamas feel safe.
The Herculean task, she says, requires greater effort.
We have to all do our part. If we know something, we see something, we must say something. We must continue to provide the information to our law enforcement so that we're able to now eradicate, take the weapons off the streets.
Police investigations are ongoing, but they are making an appeal to members of the public for assistance by calling Crime Stoppers anonymously at 328-TIPS. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
From the Daily Crime Report, a 25-year-old man is in hospital after he was reportedly assaulted by another man in the Baintown community. Preliminary reports indicate that the victim was near a bar on West Street shortly after 9 o'clock last evening when he was approached by an unidentified male who struck him in the head with an unknown object before fleeing the area. The victim sustained serious head injuries and is currently in serious condition in hospital. Police are appealing to anyone with information about this incident to contact them at 911-919 or the Criminal Investigation Department at 502-9991. Anonymous tips are also welcomed through the Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. The Court of Appeal has reserved its decision on whether or not a former defendant in the case involving former Water and Sewerage Executive Chairman Adrian Gibson and his 4 co-defendants should be allowed to testify for the prosecution. The former defendant in question is Adrian Gibson's cousin, Rashay Gibson, who is now a witness after prosecutors dropped all charges against her. Now, during the Court of Appeal hearing Thursday, Adrian Gibson's legal team challenged the admissibility of Ms. Gibson's evidence on the grounds of fairness. Meantime, the trial will continue until the Court of Appeal determines whether or not Rashay Gibson should testify. Industry-wide consultations taking place in the financial services sector as the government moves to update a decades-old bill to ensure that it responds to current trends in the country's second primary industry. Here's Fern Carey.
Stakeholders in the securities industry attending a special session Friday, their input playing a pivotal role in upgrades to the 12-year-old security industry bill, which is expected to be passed in the House of Assembly before the end of this year. Attorney General Senator the Honorable Ryan Pinder says feedback from industry insiders is pivotal to the evolving legal framework in the financial services sector.
It's a full update of the legislation, bringing into our laws what the international best practices would be. It seeks to regulate certain new areas and areas of the financial services industry that we see as growing, such as derivative transactions, for example. That's a new area of regulation within the bill. It also looks to strengthen our international cooperation with other regulatory agencies around the world. So we are one of the highest recognized securities regulators in the world. It's called IOSCO A status. We want to maintain that. That is there's only 2 countries in this hemisphere that are IOSCO A, and we're one of them.
The Attorney General says it is important for the Bahamas to ensure that the financial services industry remains up to date and in line with international standards. He highlighted a number of areas in the legislation that will benefit the industry.
In this legislation, we also create provisions that allow the regulators to speak to each other. So, for example, you may have a financial services company company that is regulated by both the central bank and the Securities Commission. And this piece of legislation creates a much more harmonized system between the two regulators. And for years, we've been hearing complaints out of the industry that having two different regulators was a burden. And so now we hope that this addresses some of the issues and makes it easier to do business in the Bahamas for financial services industry.
New trends in the sector are also being considered in the new legislation.
It's changing dynamically, particularly with the advances in technology, the development of new products. It's important that our legislation is continuously reviewed and updated to ensure, firstly, that we remain on the cutting edge and we remain an attractive destination and jurisdiction for investments.
It is really critical for us to have industry briefings such as this where the Commission can solicit the feedback of industry prior to the implementation of the Act while it's in its infancy stages, and also critical for industry to hear from the legislators. So we have the Attorney General, the Minister of Economic Affairs. So it's really a very worthwhile and very important industry briefing.
Stakeholders all agree that updates to the securities bill will ensure that the Bahamas remains a well-regulated and respected jurisdiction in the global community. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
And still to come, students march for peace. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by FoCall Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
We exposed 5 strangers to different KFC menus to see if the flavor can enhance any moment. And at the first bite, the party began. We repeated the experiment during the day, during business hours, on weekends, with sunshine, with rain. It's confirmed any moment can be a KFC moment.
In 2023, over 9 million visitors came to the Bahamas, the region's leading tourism destination. That's why tourism is everyone's business.
Paradise is not only found in Nassau, but throughout our 16 island destinations.
That's why tourism is everyone's business.
Over 400,000 Bahamians depend on our tourism-driven economy.
That is why tourism is everyone's business. It's the passing on of our traditions and our cultural heritage to the next generation.
That's why tourism is everyone's business.
Tourism is everyone's business.
From the straw we plant, to exploring our Bahama blues, to experiencing the greatest show on earth. No matter who you are, we all have a part to play in our tourism industry.
This is our country.
These are our islands.
This is our home.
That's why tourism
is everyone's business.
Shawnee Miller-Weebo tying up, but it doesn't matter. It's gold for the Olympic champion.
On May 4th and 5th, the sun will shine down on the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Hundreds of the world's best track athletes from more than 40 countries will compete to qualify for their spot at the Paris Olympics.
The turmoil in Haiti is spiraling, and uncertainty and concern are heightening with still no clear resolution in sight. The country's deputy prime minister spoke to Corvell Pyfrom in Exuma today about the crisis which is bringing Haiti closer to collapse.
The Deputy Prime Minister chose to be measured in his remarks regarding the situation in Haiti Friday.
This is a difficult situation, and I know that the Ministry of National Security and Defense Force and Police are all on high alert in the event that we experience an increase in arrivals of irregular immigrants.
A situation worsening by the day as there appears to be no diminishing of the violence in sight. Now a new crisis Haiti faces. The UN says at least 1 million Haitians are now on the brink of famine.
I think the Prime Minister has been very focused on the Haitian crisis. And last week, he, along with former Prime Minister Christie, who has been a special envoy, had been engaged with CARICOM on the crisis. Those conversations continue at a very high level at CARICOM.
Concerns are mounting over what happens next in Haiti amid uncertainty about that proposed Kenyan-led multinational security force meant to help bring stability to that island nation. Though the Bahamas remains committed to providing its assistance to those efforts if and when the time comes, Deputy Prime Minister Koupa says a Haitian solution to this crisis is the best option.
We hope for the best for Haiti. This has been a long journey. We hope that the Haitian people will find a solution to the Haitian crisis, naturally with the support of CARICOM and the international community. We pray and hope for the best.
High-level talks among CARICOM leaders and international partners are ongoing in the hopes of finding a solution to ending this Haitian crisis. But now a new hurdle to cross. There appears to be little, if any, support among Haitians for what is being proposed. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pyfrom.
Thanks a lot, Corvell. Well, a state of stability is what one Haitian pastor is hoping for his home country that has battled waves of turmoil and instability. The latest forcing more residents to flee, hoping to get a better way of life. But what is the future for Haiti? Jiminy DeSwain tells us more.
Well, as a minister of the gospel, we take action in prayers. We keep Haiti in prayers. But in the meantime, something has to be done.
That's the position of Dr. Sherry Lou Exante of the New Haitian Mission Baptist Church, who is also the founder of the League of Haitian Pastors.
This is a first step for Haiti. But the next step is for the Haitian people organize themselves to put restoration in this country. It's time now for the Haitian politicians, put themselves together and to see how they could, establish some good things for Haiti and also for the Haitian elsewhere.
Just this week alone, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force apprehended 2 boatloads of illegal migrants fleeing Haiti.
This is not their fault because the situation is very tough over there. No security, and also they have no food, no water. This is everybody trying to save themselves, to survive.
A sentiment some Bahamians also acknowledge.
In regards to human rights, you have to assist those who need the help. And they need the assistance right now more than ever. They're trying to get out of a situation that is detrimental to them. If the same thing was happening here, we try to get out of our situation as well.
The solution should come from within their country. That's one. But they need somewhere to go. They need some kind of way of life. And so we must ensure that as human beings, we treat people all with dignity and respect.
But for Max Wells, there is only so much we can do.
We're a small country. It would be impossible for us to have so many people coming in on top of the population that we have now. I don't think this country is in that position financially to be able to take care of a lot of illegal immigrants, because there's a whole bunch of them here now.
Now, Bishop Exante remains optimistic that stability will return to Haiti. In the interim, he says as a church, they will begin to collect aid that they will donate to the people, and where possible, Bishop says he will return to deliver that aid himself. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Jimenita Swain.
Thanks a lot, Jimenita. Well, 2 pounds of suspected marijuana in the hands of the police, but no luck apprehending the owner, or at least not yet. Acting on intelligence, officers seized the drugs from a Haitian village off Montgomery Avenue in Flamingo Gardens after 1 on Thursday afternoon. Again, no one was arrested. Meantime, the drugs' estimated value is pegged at $2,000. Thousands of students from public and private schools took to the streets marching for peace and an end to violence Friday morning. Among their chants were "Stop the violence, put the guns down, and peace begins with me." From the littlest preschoolers to the high school seniors, the country's youth took the reins, hoping to play their part in reducing the violence and senseless bloodshed in this country. The youth march ended with a rally on Clifford Park, with the youth taking the lead. Minister of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, who joined the students in the streets, says the initiative is a partnership between parents and a number of key stakeholders.
It is the elephant in the room that we all are very concerned about in this country, the levels of violence, state of crime, but in particular levels of violence. And so these young people now, we've brought them out to raise their awareness, to hear their voices, because this program is all students. There are no adults on this program. And they are articulating, they are advocating. They are the ones who are the messengers in this matter. And what we are hoping that out of this, we will find a buy-in of our young people to ensure that, you know, that we change, shift any type of culture that could be possibly raising its head in this country, which is of a violent nature.
And also involved the participation of students from different islands who made appearances on the rally stage, showcasing their many talents. Hannah Martin explains why it was important for the children to lead.
We want them to understand, and the nation to understand, that these are critical stakeholders in our nation. That, you know, Bob Marley says the biggest man you ever did see was once a baby. We have to start early with our young people understanding who they are, what they are, and what kind of future they want for themselves. And we want them to dream big. We don't want them to be limited no matter what. And so it's very important that this is happening, because this is the genesis of them indulging in introspection and in projection, articulating, advocating.
While some may take possessing their identification for granted, it's a dire necessity for inmates at the Department of Corrections. That story tonight from Jimenita Swain.
In addition to a loss in freedom, most inmates at the Bahamas Department of Corrections also lose some form of identification. And once released, these inmates often have a challenge of reintegrating into society without it. Acting Commissioner of Corrections Don Clare shared a prisoner's story that sparked the need for officials to assist.
An inmate was here for 18 years. He worked in the license plate section, produced license plates for the government of the Bahamas. And he came to the office to collect his funds, had some $27,000. And we put it in a check form. And he looked at the check and said, "What am I going to do with this?" I said, "Mr. Clare, I have no passport. I have no bank account. I have no driver's license. I have nothing."
Needless to say, that inmate was squared away and a larger plan was activated to help other inmates who may be in the same position. National Security Minister the Honorable Wayne Munro acknowledged the importance of identification cards, but also reflected on those incarcerated who are working and paying NIB contributions.
So I have no doubt that this step will no doubt excite the National Insurance Board to investigate are the persons who employ residents on the intramural scheme, making contributions for the resident. Indeed, the license plate making is run by the Road Traffic Department and this institution. And are those contributions being made? And it's important because at the end of life and along the way, it will be important for inmates or former residents how many contributions you have made.
Representative agencies involved in the project shared a wealth of knowledge with inmates awaiting release.
So I could see an inmate coming out, being deterred a few times from a few government agencies and just saying, the hell with it, let me go back to leading a life that put them in jail in the first place. So I think the program is excellent. The passport and foreign affairs stands ready to support it 100%.
Over the years I've worked in registration, persons have come directly from here to us, literally caught a bus and walked in there. Thankfully, with some we were able to give them certified copies of what we had on file until they can, get something different. But the thing is now we just want to offer them the card itself, because sometimes you find that certified copy doesn't sit well with some people. They still want something more. So what we're proposing to do as a part of our effort in this Fresh Start program is, once you give us the heads up, a list of who's coming, we'll have those who've registered already, something prepared for them just to take the picture and just sign off and go. And secondly, those persons who are interested in registering, have everything in place for them.
Commissioner Clear also revealed how many inmates will collect cards upon release in the coming weeks and months.
We have about 84 persons who was at the scheme/parole unit. And then we have close to about 150 persons in medium security prison who is now eligible.
Claire verified that the Fresh Start officially starts next Monday, and his team is doing all they can to reduce any impediments to inmates returning to society once their sentence ends. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Jimenita Swain.
7 contracts tendered for the paving of community roads here in New Providence, with the bidding process to end shortly. Works Minister the Honorable Clay Sweeting sharing that update on the government's campaign to build, reconstruct, pave, and pothole patch 65 miles of road across the capital.
In regards to roads that is paved up to date, in the month of January, we paved Yamacraw Shores, East Street South, Abundant Life Road, an unnamed road off on Abundant Life Road, Bank Lane, Jubilee Gardens. And in February, we carried out works in Kennedy Subdivision, which includes Forge Avenue, Pillow Court, Zena Street, Pine Forest, Vernon Street, Collies Avenue, Carmichael Road, Ramsey Road to Bacardi Road, Cowpen Road, Ballot Road. And in the month of March, works continue on Ballot Road, McKinney to Gadsden, with 300 tons remaining to be paved, and Christie Street between Bay and Shirley Streets, which is works in progress. Cost has not increased, and the total funding remains at $98,210,000, including VAT, and that's for New Providence alone.
Stay close. There's more news right after this. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
In the Yellow Elder Garden, Ali and her cousins listened to Grammy share tales. The 70s so sweet, with themed costumes and dancing feet. Then came the brass, reaching new heights. A symphony of Bahamian nights. The 2000s, the Yellow Elder, a symbol of pride. Grammy's legacy in view as Ali dances in her Yellow Elder costume. We are alive.
My business couldn't survive without my credit card machine from Fidelity.
It's fast, convenient, and my clients love it.
My sales increase, and I can track my earnings.
Get your credit card machine from Fidelity today.
Call 356-7764.
ESE Distributors, the #1 wholesale beauty supplier in the Bahamas, specializing in hair products, accessories, and makeup. A variety of skin lightening products, Keratin, Natural Bright, Pawpaw, and personal toiletries, like soaps, creams, lotion, and oils. Hair products like Got2b, Red One, and everything in the Morphos line. And lots of hair. Afro Kinky, 3X Ghana, crochet hair. We deliver and ship to the Family Islands. ESE Distributors, located on Soldier Road opposite NCA.
Shawnee Miller-Weebo tying up, but it doesn't matter. It's gold for the Olympic champion.
On May 4th and 5th, the sun will shine down on the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Hundreds of the world's best track athletes from more than 40 countries will compete to qualify for their spot at the Paris Olympics.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
An agreement recently signed for the country's first end-to-end plastic recycling services. Officials from Eden Recycling and Manufacturing Limited penned the new lease agreement with the Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation to develop 3 acres of land at the corporation's Gladstone Road Industrial Park. BAIC's executive chairman, Leroy Major, is excited to form this new alliance.
BAIC welcome Eden Recycling and Manufacturing to its industrial park and hope that it will become a successful company that will assist in employing many Bahamians as they contribute to the further economic development of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
In addition to environmental benefits, Eden anticipates creating jobs and offering new skill sets for an estimated 30 Bahamians. The company aims to break ground on its recycling and manufacturing plant by the end of the Q2 and to be in full operation by year's end.
Our immediate goal over the next 9 months is to erect 2 prefabricated steel structures and begin the recycling arm of our business.
On the recycling end, we will be primarily targeting commercial entities, such as the hotels, some of the larger government facilities, the Nassau Cruise Port, and some of the larger schools, to encourage recycling by setting up bins where we can collect products to recycle. And by doing this, hopefully, to reduce the overall environmental impact. On the manufacturing end, we have exciting opportunities to create plastic products for commercial use, primarily in the construction and the agricultural sector, but could include even things like plastic garbage bins for kitchen and bathrooms.
The Department of Cooperative Development, in conjunction with the Bahamas Cooperative League, hosting this year's Co-op Conference under the theme Developing Circular Economies. Agriculture Minister, the Honorable Jomo Campbell, explains.
One of my ministry's deliberate and intentional strategies is the launching of this Co-op Conference to bring together some of the key stakeholders to present and deliberate on viable solutions on how we can reduce imports and create circular economies. This co-op conference is also timely because it is in alignment with CARICOM's goal of reducing food import by 25% by the year 2025.
Country representative of the Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute, Dr. Shelley Bridgewater, says the conversation of becoming self-sufficient for many Caribbean nations isn't complete without the inclusion of livestock as a part of your at-home garden and farm.
So as we look at the role of livestock in circular economies, the question is, where does livestock fit in? Many times when we speak about circular economies, reference is mainly made to crop production. However, livestock is an important part of the equation because livestock are the only species who can utilize waste from crop production and convert it into a high-quality protein-based product, whether it be meat, whether it be milk, whether it be eggs.
The Police Traffic Division teamed up with the Road Traffic Department to promote road safety to the next generation of drivers. Officers encouraged government high school students to continue to adhere to the rules of the road and the protocols when applying for a learner's permit or driver's license.
We want to deter people from trying to go through the back door because at the end of the day, you end up with a fraud case, you end up with a criminal charge. And this is things that we encounter every day on the road in the Police Traffic Division, and that is why we partnered with the Road Traffic Division, the Road Traffic Department, the Police Traffic Division, so that we could have one partnership with one goal, and that's to create more informed and educated motorists.
Government high school principal Pavia Roll welcomed the initiative while 12th grade student Satiria Mackey outlined her future driving plans.
Safety is number one for all of us in the public school system. And the fact that the Royal Bahamas Police Force divisions are partnering with us, collaborating with us to ensure that students learn proper road safety habits is a wonderful idea. Before they go out there and get inaccurate information.
I'm 17 years old. I see a lot of overtaking on the curb, so this is very dangerous because that can cause people who are very safe drivers lose their life, and it's very sad that people lose their life that way and they wasn't even doing nothing, you know.
So you plan to drive, or somebody gonna escort you all your life?
I plan on driving, plan on doing my learner's permit. I have to make an appointment because I am of age to get a learner's permit.
What do your parents say?
My mom, she's cool with it. They're giving me to get my learner's permit. She can't wait for me to drive around.
The Bahamas Nature Conservancy, celebrating 20 years of existence, executive and staff, along with more than 120 invited guests, gathered at the Balmoral Club today for a brunch and bubbles event. Minister of the Environment and Natural Resources, the Honorable Vaughn Miller, praised the organization for their invaluable work.
The TNC has been a driving force in our country, and it's been integral in expanding and effectively managing the Bahamas National Protected Area System, in advancing sustainable fisheries management policy and practice, restoring and conserving coral reef ecosystems, and most recently, to promoting nature-based solutions for climate change adaptation and mitigation.
And still to come, our feature story of the night, Zedina staff sings Vanilla. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
In case you missed the news or want to stay ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook.
For every shape-up, after-school activity, unplanned home repair, and other day-to-day spending, there's SandDollar. SandDollar is a convenient way to send and receive money instantly. SandDollar is easy to use. It's safe and secure. Just like physical cash, SandDollar is issued by the Central Bank of the Bahamas. And best of all, there are no fees for individuals to send or receive funds. Download a SandDollar-enabled digital wallet and enjoy the benefits of the digital Bahamian dollar. Spend it locally. Transfer it to and from a local bank account or convert it to and from physical cash. Learn more at www.sanddollar.bs.
Church of God of Prophecy will embark in Conclave 2024 under the theme Go Forward from March 13 through 17. This gathering of the saints will begin on Wednesday night with the charge to the nation by Bishop Dr. Franklin Ferguson. On Friday night, there will be a sacred service of ordination for 6 candidates for the bishopric. At 2 p.m. on Sunday, March 17, there will be a baptismal parade, and Bishop Tim Coulter, the presiding bishop, will preach in the final service of Conclave 2024. It's going to be a grand celebration. Come expecting miracles. See you at Conclave 2024.
March into Super Value and Quality supermarkets today for great savings like Rainbow Corned Beef, 12-ounce, new low price, $2.19. Country Barn Mayonnaise, 30-ounce, $3.75. Mullis Ready Cut Macaroni, 16-ounce, $2.19. Boneless chicken breast, $2.99 per pound. Romaine Hearts, 3-pack, $4.79. Shoppers are marching to save at Super Value and Quality supermarkets.
This weekend, Georgetown Exuma is experiencing some gusty winds, but that's not stopping it from also being the hottest place to be. The Emerald Island is once again host to the Bahamian Music and Heritage Festival, which got started today. Corvell Pyfrom joins us live from the Exuma site. How's it going, Corvell?
Well, hi there, LaDawn. Fortunately, we're having some downtime before, the excitement really builds up again. We are minutes away, of course, from the start of the evening session here at day 1 of the 18th annual Bahamian Music and Heritage Festival in Georgetown, Exuma. What a day it has been. Let's show you some video that we shot earlier today, and you'll see that the musicians were preparing for what's going to be a great concert, but there were also different vendors here today. They are still out here right now tonight and will be throughout the evening, throughout the weekend, in fact. The students were here, kids of all ages, lots of activities for them to take part in, Bahamian arts and crafts, just a whole lot of fun. This is dubbed as a family-friendly event, so there are families, Bahamians, folks from all around the world. A lot of people are here this weekend. There's certainly a lot of excitement building for the 18th annual Bahamian Music and Arts, Bahamian and Music and Heritage Festival here in Georgetown, Exuma. All right, but joining me right now here is the legend himself, D-Mac. You're going to be performing tomorrow night, but you're busy today as well.
Yeah, so now this is home for me. So Mackenzie representing Barataria Exuma, but all Exuma. And this is our production, so we're here to put the production together to make sure that all the artists that perform tonight and tomorrow night, they're going to do their thing, and they have the best possible sound system and everything in place. And so that's what I'm here for. I'm here to ensure, I'm like the quality guy, so I'm here to ensure everything is going to be, pristine tonight and tomorrow night.
Well, speaking of tomorrow night, what should we expect from D-Mac tomorrow when you take the stage?
Listen, I'm home, so it's all about the energy now. It's all about the excitement. It's all about making sure that these guests that we have here, these 700 boaters, plus boaters that are here, they have a memory. They have something that they can take back home to say, hey, we had an experience, and this is what we experienced in the Bahamas.
Dylan McKenzie, tell us why events like this, why the Bahamian Music and Heritage Festival is so important, not only to Georgetown, Exuma, but to the country at large.
It is important from one perspective for exposure to our guests, that they can see our culture and see what we have. There are so many crafts and artisans out here, not just only from a perspective of from the food and just not only from the music, but I've been interviewing persons that have been doing plats, and so we have an opportunity for commerce and for the economy, to help the economy of these islands, that when you see events like this happen, it helps the economy of different islands.
Well, good luck to you tonight. Thanks for talking to us. A performance coming up, big performance from D-Mac tomorrow night when he takes the stage, but he's busy All around, though.
All around.
By the way, you know, I left out, LaDawn, the fact that I mentioned the vendors and all that sort of stuff, but I did not say that there's a whole lot of food out here, and there will be a whole lot of food all weekend long. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun. We've got Gino D taking the stage tonight, Ebony, tons of artists tomorrow night. It will be, as you heard, D-Mac along with Nishi Ellis, and just a whole lot of great artists. We will be telling you about all the stories you'll hear from everybody all weekend long, so continue to watch The Bahamas Tonight. That is it for reporting live from Georgetown Exuma at the 18th Annual Bahamian Music and Heritage Festival. I'm Corval Piper. I'm sending it back to you in studio, LaDawn. Have a great weekend, by the way.
Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun, Corval. Thanks a lot. Well, a major overhaul set for Eleuthera with a public-private partnership opening the doorway for more than $15 million invested on the island, and the Bahamas Striping Group of companies awarded around $100 million overall. The project is set to resurface more than 160 miles of road, and according to Bahamas Striping Group of companies President Atario Mitchell, the decision to include 2 Eleuthera-based contractors to assist was an important gesture to generate increased economic activity for the island.
Our commitment to Eleuthera extends beyond the roadway project itself. We are proud to announce that we are here to sign 2 contracts with 2 of your local companies, Quick Fix Construction and New View Construction, who will be carrying out approximately 70 miles of road base work here on the island. This decision reflects our belief in empowering and supporting local businesses, contributing to economic growth and prosperity for our communities.
Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, signed off on the major deal and remains hopeful that the roadworks will be a benefit for the island.
This agreement will cause over $100 million in revenue to be expended. One of the biggest negotiating points for me, and I was very, Dominic's a negotiator, but I'm one of them too, was to ensure that the contractors, and I think I spoke to this the last time I spoke at a function there, was that the local companies in Eleuthera, who are also road builders, were able to enjoy a significant portion of that $100 million spent into the economy of Eleuthera. And today you heard $15 million will be invested just in these 2 companies. The company is actively seeking to engage full-time employees and contractors here on the island, and as they set out to commission the asphalt plant and to begin the operation over the next 4 to 6 weeks. This is how money is spent directly into this economy, and people can feel the impact.
And it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, LaDawn. We have just a few clouds again this evening. Temperature-wise, we're at 77 degrees. The relative humidity is 68%. East-southeast winds at 7 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,017.4 millibars. That is 30.04 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the Family Islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 75 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Green Toll Key in Abaco. Marshall Abaco at 74. The Berry Islands and Alistown, Bimini, 76 degrees. Harper Island, 75. Also Roxanne, Eleuthera reporting 75 degrees. Fresh Creek, Central Andros, 78. 78 also in Kemp's Bay, South Andros, and Black Point, Exuma. Otterstown, Cat Island at 79 degrees. San Salvador, 75. Rum Key, 75. Georgetown, Exuma, 77. 78 degrees in Rygut Island, Clownstown, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 77. Ackland, 77. Machitani, Nagua, 80 degrees. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 78 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. In the northwestern islands tonight, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet. High tide takes place at 1:18 in the morning. Now for the central and southeastern islands, we'll have easterly winds at 15 to 20 knots. Choppy seas there 4 to 6 feet, so caution flags remain in place for the central and southeastern islands tonight. However, tomorrow in the northwestern parts of the country, the winds they're going to be from the If we can just take that back just a second, we're going to have that east to southeast flow at 10 to 50 knots, and this is for the central and southeastern islands right through Sunday. Wave heights at 2 to 4 feet over the ocean, so we will be dropping that caution flag for the central and southeastern islands on Saturday. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
I done had one heart attack, so I ain't going back. I ain't going back. No, I ain't going back. She done give me heart attack, Jack. I ain't going back. It's not often I get the chance to have what I call a real romance. Hugging and kissing all the time. Getting roach, even on my mind. Till one night, it had to be fate.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still out.
I done had one heart attack, so I ain't going back. I ain't going back.
Want to have your voice heard? Send your letters to the editor to digitalmedia@ZNSBahamas.com. Share your thoughts on current events or positive stories within your community. That's digitalmedia@ZNSBahamas.com. We want to hear from you.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Before teens get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
You've set big goals for your future, and we can help you to achieve them. Getting that degree you've always wanted, buying your first car, making it official on a truly special day, or building a home that's your own. Big or small, share your ambitions with us, and we can help make them real.
Caribbean Gas is still working to ensure our customers are supplied with everything they need. We supply tanks and fittings of all sizes. And for all your cooling needs, check out our range of refrigerants. We have a service department that can check your car AC gas. Electricity can be very expensive. Solar systems are the way to go. Check out our full inventory listing in the Tribune's classified ads. We accept all major credit cards. Call us today, 361-6007. We are waiting to serve you.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sports on this Friday. I'm Charles Fisher. ZNS allowed exclusive access here to the Betty Kenning National Aquatic Center. Early this morning, the Bahamas Aquatics Federation having a press conference to get Team Bahamas, Bahamian public, and officials ready for the games in another week or so.
We are preparing to win a 6th consecutive Carifta title right here at home at our refurbished Betty Kenning Aquatic Center. Let me also assure you that winning is not as easy as our swimmers have made it look. And although the majority of our 36-member swimming team is returning, our competition is getting stronger and faster. And I've had the entire year of uninterrupted swimming progress or development. Nevertheless, I have every confidence that our team, led by head coach Trevana McPhee, knows what it takes to make champions. And we are well on the road to claiming the historic 6th straight Carifta swimming title here at home.
President Arjun Caldwell there, and he was very adamant with the support they've been getting from corporate Bahamas.
The disappointment for our federation has been that despite the fact that we are winning more than any other federation in the Bahamas and the region, corporate Bahamas' support for Carifta Aquatics 2024 has not been good. Our athletes are doing the right things. They are placing the Bahamas on the global stage. They have the Caribbean abuzz about the management of our federation and the performance of our swimmers. However, corporate Bahamas has not embraced them with financial support. Bahamas Aquatics practices excellent corporate governance and fiscal management. However, the no's this year have been resounding.
Officials indicating that the works being done here at the pool will cost around $5 million, and the Ministry of Works explaining why.
This is not an easy project we've done. We've started, I think the pool was closed in June, but in June we had to obviously engage contractors and then procure materials. So we started seriously in November. So it's not just been a simple cleaning of the pool, which I think has been stated in the press before. We've actually dewatered the pool and replaced the whole of the liner. It's a 24-year-old facility that no work has been done on it since then. So, so with dewatering the pool, the whole complex is built in a pond or a swamp. So the actual base of the pool is below the groundwater. So that takes a lot of engineering school or pumps to take the water out. So we could actually replace the drains, the jets, everything has been replaced. In the mechanical room, the equipment was 25 years old. Little maintenance on it over the years. So we've had to replace all the equipment in there and all the lines, all the electrical and everything. So that's why the cost is high. And we've obviously had to, with the reduced timelines from starting in November till now, we've had to expedite, which costs more money. So the works have been, the liner is Merthyr Pools, which is an Italian-American company, but the actual works have been done by Bahamians. So the Bahamians have done all the painting, as you can see, and all the concrete repairs, and the mechanical work's been done by Aquatech, who are a Bahamian company, a young Bahamian company who've done an excellent job, and SJK Engineering and Construction have been the lead contractor on this project.
Well, our athletes hope to make a big splash when the games begin on March 29th. Speaking about a big splash, Kai Jones is back in the NBA. He signed a 10-day contract with the Philadelphia 76ers on Thursday, and how ironic, his first game will be against his former team, the Charlotte Hornets, on Saturday. Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Bowleg, speaking on the accomplishment and happy to see Kai back in the NBA.
Well, I think the opportunity came because he had the opportunity to play for the national team and showcase his talent and let the league know that, despite things that would have happened in the past, that he believed in himself. He still has the skills and talent to play at that level. And I'm happy that he's given this opportunity. And I think that 10-year contract will be extended because right now with Bede being out, I think Kai is definitely at 6'10", is another big body that they can use to try to make their run in the Eastern Conference for the playoffs.
A few weeks ago, we brought you the story of Christopher Wong, who was injured during his school's inter-house sports. Well, the principal, Reverend Perry Cunningham, with an update.
Christopher Wong was hurt here on campus several weeks ago. It was an accident. He is in the States receiving medical attention, and he is improving. We continue to pray for him, and we believe that in short order he will be back here in the Bahamas and continue his studies.
Are you cautious so it does not happen like that in the future?
Well, we'll ensure that we put up some areas, standards, things here at the school. We need a lot of things to happen at Temple Christian High School, especially when it comes to schools, javelin, long jump.
And that's going to put a wrap on Sports Friday here from the Betty Kenning National Aquatic Center, which we say will definitely be ready for the games, which begins March 29th, and the Bahamas going after their 6th straight. Bahamas, get your tickets online. Come on out and support.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Health is the greatest gift. That's
That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, high pressure across the Bahamas will lead to, some nice days with lots of sunshine, and those nights are going to be somewhat on the mild side, but a warming trend will take place as we head into Sunday. That will carry us into the early part of next week ahead of a frontal system, which we expect to move into the northwest Bahamas on Tuesday. Mainly clear and warm tonight, low temperature just around 70 degrees, and tomorrow it is going to be nice with periods of clouds and sunshine, high temperature about 81 degrees. The extended weather forecast unfolding like this. Pretty nice right through the weekend, but we'll see those daytime temperatures peaking out at 85 degrees on Monday, just ahead of the arrival of that frontal system, which will come through early on Tuesday, and then you'll see temperatures drop into the 60s during the nighttime, and those daytime temperatures in the upper 70s. So, Dawn?
Thanks a lot, Basil. When it comes to Bahamians showcasing their talent, thousands of them go to social media and get views from all around the world. That's what happened when an American rapper who frequently visits the Bahamas pitched a song challenge that took all social media platforms by storm. Lloyd Allen has a story of 3 of our colleagues who did just that.
Many Bahamians went on social media to participate in the Open Mic Challenge spearheaded by American rapper Nilla All In, who recently visited the capital recording her latest record, Just Vibe. And 3 of our very own here at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas were among them. Digital media production assistant Mario Munnings and Emmanuel Fertil from our head office, and Northern Service News anchor and reporter Ramiko Knowles.
When it's the summertime, we're heading to Goombay. You love it so much, girl, I bet you gon' wanna stay. But don't take my word, ask anybody. Even the hurricane decided to stay here for 2 days.
Be careful what you ask for, cause they'll slam you like a car door. And send you packing with your passport when you come to Nassau. Mr. Munnings, who you ask for?
I'm the gospel version of Hove, this a island thing. Get out the road, them boy, them go. Bananas like gorillas, Nella, be careful in my home.
The 3 shared a bit about their experience in creating the verse.
It was pretty exciting, to see all of the energy surrounding the music industry. Artists in the Bahamas, we're not really used to so much attention being placed on what we do.
People was even more impressed at the fact that it was a gospel verse that I did on the Nilla Challenge. So I feel like the love and the support was beautiful from it.
And for me, this was a perfect opportunity to talk about Grand Bahama and let people know what Grand Bahama has to offer. And so I took you through the whole island in basically 1 minute and 5 seconds.
Now, obviously, over the past few days, there have been some comments from what she had said about wanting more views on the video. I got both negative and positive comments, but as an artist, what were your thoughts on that?
I look at it like this. Exchange ain't no robbery. Yeah, Nilla benefited from so many artists jumping on her challenge, but at the same time, artists like myself and many more who participated, we got promoted.
Showed me that I'm actually doing, like, I actually have good talent, you know what I mean, and it shows, you know what I mean, so it really inspired me to literally keep pushing.
These artists also sharing what the impact of newfound fame has been on each of their careers.
Well, for me, I wasn't one of the ones that she shared on her page personally, and I don't think I will be one of those. But regardless, I think it was beautiful. I think it was inspiration for a lot of art.
In about 2 days, I gained maybe more than 400 followers, 3 to 400 followers, a whole lot of engagement on my page, and a whole lot of exposure to a new audience.
As many continue to ride the wave of popularity, is the Nilla Challenge the end of the road?
Well, I feel like every artist, every person is responsible for their own growth. So I don't think anyone should use that as a crutch for their career. You take it for what it is.
What I'd like to see going forward is more songs about the Bahamas. I'd want to see more artists talking about the Bahamas. I want to see this continue.
Now, overall, as TikTok continues to highlight Bahamian talent in its many forms, artists say they will carry on making inspiring music. Reporting live in studio for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Thanks a lot, Lloyd. Well, that does it for the Bahamas Tonight, the national report. From all of us here at ZNS, I'm LaDawn Davis. Make it a great evening, everyone.